Imagine selling your luxury real estate with a discount on the price and discover after that the buyer is one of the richest and wealthiest people on the planet. That's exactly what happened to Leo Chris, the CEO of TechToy, a Brazilian powerhouse in the gaming and toys industries. Leo put his lavish Miami villa on the market for 85 million and sell it with a generous discount of 6 million at 79 million. What Leo didn't know at the moment was that behind the layer of legal entities and intermediaries was none other than Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, whose net worth is around $200 billion. To add the twist, just 1 month earlier, Bezos bought the villa next to the one owned by Leo Chris, setting the field for a real estate expansion. Naturally, when Leo discovered the real identity of the buyer, he wasn't pleased. If he had known that the buyer was Bezos, who had clearly the power to buy the villa at 85 million and also who can get a great value merging the two villas, the one that he already owns and the one from Leo Chris, Leo wouldn't give up on the price and make the 7% discount. Actually, in Italy, the average discount is around 10%. Now, Leo is suing the prestigious real estate firms Douglas Elliman. He's accusing the broker of concealing Jeff Bezos' identity and misleading in the deal. The broker is said to clearly deny that the buyer was Jeff, even when directly asked. For Leo, these hidden details made a world of difference. With the commission of 4% just from the buyer for a total around $3 million. Now Douglas Elliman will be judged by the court in US. But this story raises a critical question. Can a real estate buyer remain anonymous? In the US, now it's in the end of the course. But what about Italy, that has a lot of prestigious villa and properties also and especially for high-profile buyers? Can they hide their identity when buying a property in Italy? I am Jacopo and I'm the founder of Valente Italian Properties, a real estate broker that works nationwide in Italy and help foreign buyers to buy their dream property. So if you need help or consultation, you can reach out me and my team. You find everything in the description below this video. So, real estate anonymity in Italy, it's legal, yes, but we have to go deeper. The Italian law offers a unique way to hide your identity if you want to make a real estate deal. The Article 1759 of the Civil Code in Italy say that the real estate broker has to show clearly to the parties in a real estate deal everything that involved the deal and everything that could change the negotiation. We are speaking about problem on the properties, so let's say non-conformity or structural problem, for example, or speaking about the seller, the doubt that he cannot afford to buy the property, so he has not the economic power to buy that property. This kind of information has to be clear in the negotiation. But for the Italian law, the identity of the parties, it's not so important because the deal and the negotiation should change based on the people that are taking part in the negotiation. So it's usual to have a buyer that hide the identity. This is common for high-profile buyer, for example, a famous person or an entrepreneur that want to hide their identity because they are concerned that if the seller know the identity, he could raise the price. Also, the identity of the buyer could be hidden in the case of neighbor problem, as in the story between Leo and Jeff. So, if you want to acquire the property next to yours, you could hide your identity just to be sure that the seller will not raise the price just because it's you that want to buy that property. There are basically 3 ways to hide your identity if you want to buy a property in Italy. The first one is to ask to your real estate broker to hide your identity until the signature of the contract. This can be easily made, and the real estate broker has to keep your privacy if you are concerned that this will modify the negotiation. The second way is to use illegal entities. So you can make up a company in Italy or in your country and start a negotiation through that company instead of your physical person. This will hide your identity. The third way is to use a preliminary contract with the person to be named clause. Under the Italian law, it's completely possible to make a preliminary contract, which is a contract that you do before the final sale, in which the actual purchaser is represented by someone else. So you can choose somebody within your family or friends that can make the preliminary contract instead of you, and then when you need to go in front of the notary, he can name you and you purchase the property. This strategy allows the negotiation to go forward without the seller knowing the real name of the final purchaser. While these practices are completely legal, somebody could argue that it's not fair. In our story at the beginning of the video, would it have been ethical that Jeff Bezos hid the identity to Leo Chris? Would the deal be different if Leo knew that the buyer was actually Bezos? Maybe, and probably yes, it could be different. But that is the point. We don't want the deal to be different based on the buyer. So as long the real estate broker gives to the parties, both the buyer and the seller, all the information they need to have a clear and transparent negotiation, the parties can legally and fairly hide their identity and close the negotiation and the deal. So, if you are interested in buying or investing in Italy and maybe you want to hide your identity just to be more safe, you can contact us. You find everything in the description of this video. But now I'm curious about your opinion. What we discuss, it's fair for you or not? And would you do that? Write a comment below, I will read it. So see you next month in a new video about the Italian real estate.